have you ever participated in a round where you had to fight to get a piece of the round? If so, what do you think got you into the investment versus another fund? Yes, that's definitely happened a couple of times. And the biggest differentiator for us, and we're kind of in a unique situation. I do know of at least 3 other bulge bracket banks who have similarly constructed funds, similarly constructed vehicles. I believe we're one of the only funds on the street, but I could be wrong. So we're in an interesting situation, right? We're an organization of tens of thousands of people. So there was an example where we were looking at a security solution, a company based out of Israel, a very, very good company, a lot of interest in it, and which is unique for typically U.S.-based companies, somewhat for obvious reasons, tend to have a lot more interest from the investment community than do companies than do some of the international companies you look at. But this one in particular had a lot of interest, and primarily because it was expected that a large integrated technology player, think the IBMs, the HPs, the Dells of the world, someone like that would look to buy them out. So we went in with a relatively small bite size. I believe it was at the time 10 million staggered over 2 investments, and went in, and with the way the round was being allocated, we would have been squeezed out or down to about 2 or 3 million, which at that point investment almost isn't worth your time if you're managing $1 billion in capital. So we went back to the company and essentially said, hey, look, we're looking for a similar sort of solution within the bank, and if our bank likes it, there's 7 other bulge brackets who we can introduce you to. That's 20,000, potentially 20,000 seats each at the bank. You can that's a massive pipeline boost to you, and obviously we're at arm's length from the IT organization. We can't cram this down at thirds, but if you give us some time, have them let them do kind of a POC, get their thoughts around it. We think we can be a value-added partner before we even have a financial relationship with you. And obviously, that sort of thing is very compelling to a company whose primary objective is only to grow sales. So that was kind of a situation where we had value add before we even had a stake in the investment, and that's kind of been a differentiating factor. The other thing, I've seen in a couple of situations is we have a pretty large Prime services platform, and for those of you who aren't familiar with Prime services, that's basically kind of your in-house service that caters primarily to hedge funds, and they distribute everything from consulting services to trading, anything you can think of which a hedge fund would use. And part of this is having a virtual CTO. And this other company, again, in the data security space, actually, for that matter, we said, hey, your solution is a great solution for small to medium-sized organizations, so 15 to 500 people in size. Let's introduce you to our Prime servicing folks. They cater to about 500 of the largest hedge funds in the world. If there's traction there, this could be a huge opportunity for you, and that kind of, I think, really tipped the scale in our favor on that opportunity, again, before an investment was made. So those are a couple of examples where, there's ways to add value even without a formal financial relationship, where you can, where I guess we were in a situation where we could have gone cut down and ended up having a piece of the round, which we wouldn't have otherwise had.